computer hates us.
Yeah, it's kind of an asshole sometimes. As you can kind of see here, I've gone ahead and drawn out the whole little base pattern piece there, and cut off the bottom part here. Now I'm about to do this top part here, and then we can fit it. So what has Dezzy been working on?
Looking at Chick-fil-A chicken recipes while you work out. Don't judge me.
Hard worker, that one there.
Huh?
What?
Hey, it would save us money when we live together, so I thought I'd do that. And look up that recipe again. Don't judge me. But no, still this.
I'm silently judging you.
I could poison your food when we live together, babe. I'm Mexican. Do you forget I'm crazy?
So basically, you just have to put water from your homeland in it, right?
Damn straight. And give you Montezuma's revenge. You will die of chorro. I'm very Mexican.
Just like giving
and
you a run, but you could acquire the same thing by eating Taco Bell.
Yeah, I'm very Mexican, and people forget that. They think I'm white, but I mean, look at this face. I'm so pale.
So, let me just grab myself and put myself on the table here. All right. So, let's find out how this looks. Maybe the form of me is thinner. No, it's just as fat. All right.
You're not fat.
So, it's going to take a couple of these pens here, and I'm just going to myself with them, kind of. Oh, this duct tape hide is tough. I need to invest in some duct tape armor.
In some duct tape armor? Oh.
Yeah. Shit. For zombie apocalypse and whatnot.
I thought we were gonna get like actual armor.
Look, we're on a very high budget right now. If the zombie apocalypse were to happen tonight, look, I gotta be prepared.
Aw, that means I wouldn't have you
I've got a
in the
long way to go to
apocalypse.
come get your ass.
Huh?
So I've got a long way to go to come get your ass.
You do.
Okay, so
I wouldn't be able
it's
to.
not parked right now.
I survived for like a week if I didn't leave my apartment. I have enough food.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows I'm pretty fucking helpless.
Yeah.
I could eat the cat.
So, yeah. Just keep the dog. She could be useful.
Oh no, she's wonderful for warmth, especially.
Right. Although it is another mouth to feed, but then again, you can just feed her the dog food and cat food you have. So you can kind of see there's a bit of a gap there.
Time for her.
There's a bit of a gap there, of course, because this was 36 inches here, but mine needed to be like 40. I would probably make it like 41, just because.
Well, because there's also no give on armor grade leather either.
Yeah. Got something in my eye.
Oh.
That only happens when I don't have the saline down here. So
because you have the one contact.
Yeah, see how this worked out here, and I kind of like how that looks. It seems pretty bulky, but then again, it looks like it's supposed to be bulky. Kind of weird. I have mixed feelings about it, but about this little belt armor piece. What I'll end up doing is going ahead and putting in a little slit there to give that kind of an edge piece there, kind of like his is supposed to have. You can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, and then like logo that I don't feel like drawing on this. And I haven't quite figured out if I'm going to stamp that in, or stamp in everything around it and have that standing out, or if I'm just going to take a few pieces
and in. That's my opinion.
Stamp it in, or stamp in the negative space around it?
I think stamping around it would look really cool.
I think that would look really cool too, but what I could do is take some other leather, and cut the design out and just use tack it on there to save some time.
You could do that too. I've done that with link bracer commissions I've done.
Big stamps to be able to do this quickly. And I don't even have regular stamps.
You don't even have what?
Any stamps for leather. Basically, the only thing I have for leather working is this, and a leather punch and some leather needles and thread. And this is a carbon steel blade here, high carbon steel. Holds its edge pretty well. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to do these straps here. I'm only going to cut one of them and do it that way, just because. And I'm also going to cut it longer than what it's supposed to be. The reason for that is because it looks like it comes up and around and buttons up here. So it's got this button. Oh, wrong marker. You'd probably never see that. This button piece, and looks kind of like it comes up like that on there from the images that I'm seeing. And then it has, like, of course, the 3 rivets there.
Alrighty. I'm moving a couple things out of my workspace right now because I have to wait for that damn... I can't do much during the drying phases because then I risk pulling out hair fibers. So this wig is like 8 hours of just straight working time, 8 to 12. But there's a lot of drying time, and that's what takes forever with this damn wig. I don't enjoy it.
So whenever figuring out commission work time, do you consider drying time in that, or no?
I don't consider drying time, and the main reason that is because I work on something else.
Yeah.
When for actual, like, it will be done sort of thing, yes, but not for my price quote.
Yeah.
But for it'll take...
Of course, I don't consider drying time in the billable hours. I consider it when, with time frames and stuff like that.
Yeah, I consider it on deadlines, but I don't need to consider it really for I don't consider it for my billing. All right, I got to grab other stuff. I will be back again.
So here we have part of our mock-up here, and this will be used directly on the leather. I'll just pin it onto the leather, something like that, kind of like how I did onto my foam board down here. Just stick the pen on and kind of go from there.
Alrighty, so the next thing I have to do is make a hair extension for another commission. So since it's an Arto wig, and luckily the cap size is going to be the same, I'm still going to measure using my Yami base to snip.
I get to learn how to dye leather.
Oh, dyeing leather is easy.
Yep.
It's literally pretty much painting the leather.
Huh.
Yeah, it is
So
that
I've
simple.
heard. I've just never done it myself.
It's easy.
I never consider it to be just that simple until I've actually done it and can see that it's just that simple. Because half the time, the people that are telling me it's so simple are the ones that have been doing it for years. And that's not to say, they can't possibly give me good advice on it. It's just a matter of I don't consider it for myself until it is. Now, with this kind of thing, call it what you will, but this is kind of drawing this out. I'm doing this the easy way. I'm not doing this a very complicated way. The way that I'm figuring everything out here, I'm drawing it on a form of myself, how I kind of want to do it, measuring based off of that, and then to get my full width, I don't measure around this thing so much. I'll use this more for pattern making and stuff and drafting and draping, but I'm not going to use it for like the measurements as much. Like taking around the waist measurement and stuff, I'll just measure myself for that shit. Just because I might be thinner or fatter than what I was when we made this thing.
You're not fat.
Fatter.
I know what you're getting at.
I could be fatter than when we made this thing.
Baby, shut up.
I've eaten a lot of Cheez-Its since we've made this thing.
When don't you eat a lot of Cheez-Its?
When I'm eating Doritos.
I love you.
12-year-old Seth would be proud of 22-year-old Seth's diet.
Yeah. He's gonna hate me when we live together, though, because I eat healthy aside from my pizza habit.
Nah.
Well, you're not gonna
It just bugs the crap out of me when you're trying to tell me what to eat and you're not cooking for me. If you're cooking for me, fuck it.
Then you'll eat it?
Probably, as long as it doesn't taste bad.
Well, the thing is, I'm a picky eater too, so it won't taste like shit, because then I won't eat it.
Yeah. Okay. I probably am going to get a little creative with this little part here, this one here. Obviously, it's not as thin as a pencil line. I just did that to signify that that's how that is there. It's going to be the same width as this right here, as this strap here, just going straight down. I might get a little creative with it, though, with some rivets or something like that. I'm not sure yet. But I might use snaps, because I think what I'm going to end up doing, I've got to try and play Crisis Core a little bit more to see. But none of the cutscenes or the high resolution things have his back views. So this is all just kind of based on what I can see in game. I might try to see Cloud's outfit from Final Fantasy VII, just because it's the same shit. The only difference is this pauldron. There's no pauldron here, and the strap here. This part of the strap is not there. This little pad cover, and then his other pauldron's different, of course. Everything else is literally the same. Same Buster Sword, even. Okay, no, that's incorrect, because his Buster Sword design got revamped, and then in the remake, they're apparently using the original design, which I gotta say is kind of frustrating. But that's just me being nitpicky.
Let Seth be nitpicky about something?
I like Zack's Buster. Yeah. I like Zack's Buster Sword.
I'm a sarcastic bitch.
Because it was more it had more detail to it and everything. Clouds was a lot simpler, which is okay, I guess. But when they redesigned it, I was like, oh, cool. They're probably going to use this for like any like redesign of Final Fantasy VII or anything newer into the series or whatever, which they did in Advent Children. I think they still had that same Buster Sword at Zack's grave, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think Cloud still uses that one through Final Fantasy VII, but he could have had a different one. So just correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I'm not sure. I think it might have actually been different, but say it was the same.
I don't consider drawing time.
Oops. All right.
Mod, my voice is annoying. Why do people...
Onto the chat.
Huh?
What?
I said my voice is annoying. Why do people even tune in?
Well...
There's not even any cleavage.
Fun fact about that. How many people are watching right now?
I don't know.
I don't even see how many people are watching right now. Say hello in the chat if you're watching.
Or not, just to fuck with him.
Alright, so there's our belt piece there. Ta-da! I know I procrastinate for like every little step here. I procrastinate a bit. So this is actually a pretty easy process if you have a form like this thing here. My next part is going to be the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do I guess this part here, just because I want to. So we'll go ahead and measure this out. Yay, measuring!
Alrighty. So you can't see it that well because it's tulle, but this is essentially a hair tract. A piece to sew the wefts on. So let me move my machine out of the way. Let me set my machine stitch. What I need it to for that. Grab my handy dandy ruler.
Alright.
And here is what I will be working with. These are long Arda wefts in Spanish brown. If you can't tell, pretty much everything I use is Arda. Especially for my commissions. I'll go cheaper on mine, but the thing is, for commissions, I won't even risk it.
Because apparently she's a hater on epic cosplay wigs.
No, I actually like epic cosplay wigs. They just don't always have the style I need.
Yeah.
Huh?
I run into the problem of, like, Arda hardly ever has shit in stock, period.
That's
like,
the problem I run into.
That's my main issue with Arda, is if they kept crap in stock, what I'm looking for, I would gladly order from them. But the thing is, they never have what I need in stock. Ever. I have never once been able to order from Arda for that reason.
I got your Zack wig from Arda. Maybe I just have to order it.
I guess. I tried ordering Yuri's wig from Arda or Epic Cosplay, even for that matter. But Yuri's wig, it's a very popular style because it's a straight black and purple wig. It's one of the fusion wigs, and it's very popular with like anime characters that have black hair. because that's how they're stylized in the show, is to be like a black and purple fusion.
Basically, black hair with purple shine.
Yeah, and the reason they do that, like, is if they did a like a live action version of it, they would just have black. But with animation, they want some contrast there because it helps define everything better. It just helps with definition.
Okay, so one thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to pin the tracks together. But I can only sew one at a time. I can't do them all or it would not work. And I'm going to set it to a triple straight stitch so it would hold very well. And it's a type of stretch stitch, but I like it for actually some heavy duty stitching as well, because not only do you have some stretch if you need it, you also have 3 stitches in place. So I tend to use that a lot when I do corset work. Kind of don't have to, but I like to do it. It helps me. And I'm going to do what works for me. You don't have to do what works for me. You can do what works for you.
You remember where I said a speed square makes things easier?
A speed square?
Not a speed square, god damn it. A steel square. Speed square is totally different. I went ahead and measured on this part here, on this foam. I've cut into this a crap of different times. I can't even remember what the hell I was making out of this. Probably Sans dagger. Yeah, that's what that looks like.
I love
so that kind of eats in a little bit here. So what I did here was I measured 4 inches from this part here. There's still a little bit of cut there, but I don't care. So it's going to have a little cut into this, but this is my mock-up, so I don't care. But I went ahead and measured out from there, and I'm going to go ahead and put the steel square over here and line one edge up to the